Okay, let's start this training on time. Hi everyone, welcome to LuxPower online training. Today's training topic is GETA LBEU to 1.5 to 3.6 kilowatts product introduction. I'm your host Jay from LuxPower. And so today's training is like an exciting new product introduction. So we will bring you uh, a new product which is compatible with 12 and 24 voltage low voltage batteries. And in today's training, there will be 5 parts. The first one is the product overview about what is GETA and some selling points of the inverters. And secondly, the product highlights. I will introduce you some highlights of the GETA series. And the third part, I will give you a comprehensive introduction about the technical details. And the fourth part is the working modes of GETA series. And in the end, there will be a summary. I will summarize today's training topic, and we'll have a Q&A session. If you have any questions related to our products or our companies, feel free to ask me, and you can choose to turn on your microphone or send the question uh, in the meeting chat. Okay. So the first part is product overview. Firstly, let's take a look at what GETA looks like. Okay, as you can see here, GETA series is our new off-grid inverters. It is for small residential energy storage solutions. First of all, like all our other newly published products, we have a standard new exterior design with white and black covers. And a compact design makes it like much easier to install and transport. And also GETA is the lightest and the smallest inverter product of among all the Lux Power inverters. And also it's LuxPower's first inverter that can working with 12 and 24 voltage batteries, both for lithium ion and lead acid battery. And the GETA series is developed from the SMA series, and so we also kept the GM ports, the smart load ports, dual load ports, so you can use it for GN connection, generator connection, smart load AC couple as well. And most important, it is cost effective. It has a better price than SMA series and makes it perfect for small residential applications. Okay. Now let's look at the system diagram for the GETA. For example, we can connecting one solar panel strings to the GETA series, connecting to the utility grid, and if it's for off-grid use, we can connect the generator as well. And supporting 12 or 24 voltage batteries, supporting the house load with the UPS port, or you can use the second load port smart load function. And it is also compatible, came with the Wi-Fi, which can connect it to the Lux Power server, and you can monitor and remote upgrade it through Lux Cloud or the web monitoring. Okay. And for the GETA series, it is a multifunctional, high frequency pure sine wave energy storage inverter, can working with battery, solar, grid, generator, and all of the power source to supply the loads. And it has a versatile application supporting like off-grid system, backup, power supply, and self-consumption. And I mentioned before, it has a 1 MPPT with one strings and have a flexible battery configuration. You can set it to both set it to both the uh, lead acid, lithium-ion battery, or no batteries. And we have a dedicated generator port and a smart battery management with the CAN protocols, and also with the Wi-Fi signal. With the Wi-Fi, we can do the remote monitoring and upgrade. Okay, sorry about. the- Okay, and the next part is the let's see the details about the size and weight of the GETA, why it is like more compact than the SNA series. Firstly, for the dimensions, you can see that the the SNA series is 330 millimeters times 505 times 135 millimeters, and the GETA series is 418 times 307 and times 111 millimeters. So in total, the volume for SNA series is 0.0225 cubic meter, and you can see the GETA series is only 0.0142 cubic meter, which is 37% smaller than the SNA series. And what's more important is the weight. It only weighs like from 6 to 7.33 kilogram, which is almost half the weight of the SNA series, and it's very easy for to install the inverter on the wall. It only requires one person to to lift it and install it on the wall. Okay, so you can see here we also have upgraded the wall mounting methods. You can see the SNA series compare with it, like the SNA series have four mounting holes, and the mounting bracket is fixed on the inverter itself. So when we mounting the SNA series, we must lift the inverter and fasten screws here. And for GETA series, it is much easier to install. You only have to install drill two holes and install the mounting bracket first and put down the GETA series. It is much easier to install and remove it because only requires one person to install and remove it. For SNA series, like if you want to remove the inverter from the wall, you might need another person to hold the inverter first. Then you can unscrew all the screws to remove it from the wall. And also, LuxPower is a company is dedicated to provide the optimal product for our customers. So even though the GETA is like have a better price than SNA and have a lower rated power, we still try to give you the best you can get for the same rated power on the market. So, for example, we have upgraded our MPPT voltage range and the maximum PV input power from SNA. For example, the SNA is 120 to 385 volts, and the GETA series is 45 to 440 volts for the 1.5 kilowatt and 55 to 440 volts for 3.6 kilowatt. And all the GETA series have upgraded the maximum PV input current from 17 to 18 amperes, which gives the customer a more flexible choices on the solar panels. And as for the grid input power, for SNA series, the maximum grid input power is 1.5 times of the rated power, which is, for example, 6K, the maximum grid input power is 9 kilowatt. But for the GETA series, it is 2 times of the rated power. So for 3.6 kilowatts. The maximum AC input power is 7.2 kilowatt. So which means that you can import 7.2 kilowatt from the grid to bypass to power the loads and then charge the battery at the same time. And on the battery side, the GETA series is compatible for both 12 kilowatt, 24 kilowatt, and also coming soon the 48 kilowatt GETA inverter as well. And SMA currently it can only supporting the 48 voltage batteries. And for protection, we have upgraded the IP rating from IP20 to IP21 to IP21, which can protect the inverter from vertical falling water. And as a single phase inverter, GETA like SNA, the supporting market is the same from Europe to Middle East and Africa and Asia. And for the country and for the countries and the regions with split phase, we also have equivalent split phase version split phase GETA inverter as well. And so with the compact design of the GETA series and its versatile battery compatibilities and its robust features, GETA can be used in residential homes, ensuring uninterrupted power supply during outage. We have the EPS loads as all our inverters. And for small shops and offices, we can supporting critical loads with stable AC output. For example, supporting the computer, supporting the air conditioner. And for some remote areas and farms, it is ideal for regions like this with weak or no grid access. So, and what's more, if there is no grid input, you can make use of your generator, connecting the generator to the GM port of the GETA series, which will improve your off-grid system with both the generator and the solar panels. Okay, so that's for the first part for the overview. We have learned that what the GETA is and some of its features. Now, now let's begin the second part, the product highlights. Okay. Okay, so first of all is the battery compatibility. So for example, the GETA LBEU 1.5 kilowatts supporting 12 volts batteries. It is compatible with the 12 volts battery for both lithium-ion battery and with the CAN protocol or lead acid battery with charging and discharging current from 120 and 140 amperes. And for GETA LBEU 2.5 to 3.6 kilowatts. It is compatible with 24 volt battery for both lithium-ion battery with CAN protocol and lead-acid battery with charging and discharging current from 100 to from 100 charging and 140 discharging. GETA series supporting 48 volt the lithium-ion battery with CAN protocol and lead-acid battery with charging or discharging current from 120 amperes. Okay, so let's move to the next part about the PV input. So about the PV input of the GETA series, we still sorry the okay. So we still maintain the 500 volts maximum PV input voltage like the SMA series, and we have a wider maximum MPPT voltage range from 45 to 440 volts for the 1.5 kilowatt, and 55 to 440 volts for 3.6 kilowatt. And the maximum PV input power for the 3.6 kilowatt is 4 kilowatt, and for the 1.5 kilowatt, the maximum PV input power is 2 kilowatt. And the maximum PV input current for all our GETA series is 18 amperes. So, which means this will offer the customer more choices when install the solar panels. For example, the GETA can working with only like two panels. For example, the if the VMP is around 30 or 40, so it only requires two solar panels. When there is sunlight, it can start the inverter and charge the battery. And you can also install the same panels like the SNA for on one string. So the SNA series have two strings, and each string you can using the same amount for the GETA if you. And also we have a larger the we have a larger PV input current than the SNA. So you have more choices when you install when you choosing the solar panels you want to install with the GETA series. And the next part is for power supplies. So the maximum rated power for GETA series is 3.6 kilowatt and the grid tied and from grid tied to off grid switching time is less than 10 milliseconds if you choose in the UPS mode, and it can go up to 20 milliseconds if you have a lower if you want a much wider voltage input range. And the overload capacity is 10 seconds. 10 seconds it can supporting from 100 to 140% rated power, and 5 seconds when the load is larger than 140% rated power, which means like for example, uh, uh, 5 kilowatt to 7.2 kilowatt. So in this case, with a larger surge power, for example, you can start some home appliances with surge starting power like the air conditioner, and a small and like less than 10 milliseconds switching time can ensure a seamless switch from on-grid to off-grid scenarios. So it can ensure, for example, the computer or the so to ensure that your computer will not be shutting down during the power outage. Okay. And the next part is for the installation. So the GETA series have exceptional installation adaptabilities. It is engineered to meet your clients like diverse site requirements. For example, we have firstly, the IP21 is mostly for indoor installation, and we only have one or two fans on the GETA series, so the noise uh, will be much will be much quieter than the SNA series. And also we have 6 to 7.33 kilogram weight, and the dimension is also much smaller than the SN series. So it is much easier to install and remove. Also, with operating temperature from -10 to 55 Celsius degree, if the environmental temperature is larger than 40 degrees, the inverter might derating. Which is the actual derating will depend on the actual internal temperature. So if you install the if the on-site temperature, like room temperature, is larger than 40 degrees, but the inverter is not running in rated capacity, it won't like derating. It like depends on the actual internal temperatures of the inverters. Okay, and what's more, like the SNA Pro series we introduced you 1 month before. The GETA is also equipped with built-in dongle. So once you turn on the inverter, you can go to the Wi-Fi configuration procedures directly. You don't have to install the dongle anymore. And we also have a video on how to set up the connecting the GETA to the Lux Cloud as well. Okay, so there might be no. Okay, and you can see here, we have once you enter the setting pages, you will see that there is three numbers indicating the lights for the Wi-Fi, and they will show one when the connection is successful. So, and also on the interface board of the GETA, there is also a light here. 对呀，这边有没有3分低压的机器？你今天测的就是3分低压对吧？And you can see there from our new Lux Cloud UI, you can just configure the Wi-Fi directly, and you will see, and you will check the GETA, and the dongle is online already. Yeah, and once the connection is successful, all of the numbers will turn into one, and all the lights on the interface board will be solid on. And we also have a table on like troubleshooting about different cases and the LCD displays. Okay, so sorry about the video that like it didn't come with a voice, and this video is also available on our YouTube channel, so you can also check it here. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. So after the highlights of the GETA series, now I will introduce the third part of today's training, the technical details. Firstly, let's go through the data sheets of the GETA series. Okay, as you can see here, today's training is about 1.5 to 3.6 kilowatt GETA series. So I will mainly cover the first three models, and the other models, for example, the the split phase inverter and the 48 volts GETA series, I will leave it to until the next training. Okay. So first, let's look at the input PV. So the maximum PV array power for example, for 1.5 kilowatt is 2 kilowatt, 2.5 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt, and for 3.6 kilowatt is 4 kilowatt. And the number of independent MPPT inputs is one MPPT with one string. The maximum PV input voltage is 500 volts, and the MPPT voltage range is 45 to 440 for 1.5 kilowatts and 55 to 440 to 2.5 to 3.6 kilowatt. The maximum input current for each MPPT is 80 amperes, and the maximum short circuit current is 20 amperes for each MPPT and each strings. And the compatible battery type is all of them is compatible with lithium-ion and lead-acid battery. The rated battery voltage is 12 volts for 1.5 kilowatt and 24 volts for uh, 2.5 and 3.6, 100 for all of those with AC charging. For example, when you enable the AC charging mode and if there is also PV productions, the charging current will increase. For example, for the 1.5 kilowatts, it will increase to 120. And the maximum discharging current is 140 for all the three models. And all of the three models supporting the force wake-up battery function from PV, and the 2.5 and the 3.6 kilowatt supporting the force wake-up battery from the grid. And on the grid side, all of them is single phase inverter supporting 230 rated AC voltage, and the AC voltage range is 170 to 280 for the UPS, and 19 to 280 for the APL. So if you are using like for example personal computer, you want a smaller switching time, you need to choose the first for the first one. And if you requires a wider AC voltage range, you can choose the second one. And the rated AC frequency is from 50 to 60 Hertz. The maximum AC input power is, like I said, the 2 times of the rated power. Power factor is 0.99 and the THDI is less than 3%. And on UPS side, the rated output power is the rated power we wrote in the models, and the rated output voltage 220 or 230. Rated output current, it is like divided by the 230. Rated output frequency 50 or 60. Output for the GETA 1.5 and GETA 2.5 is single output, and for GETA 2.6 dual outputs for 2 seconds. The switching time for is 10 milliseconds for the first mode and 20 milliseconds for the second mode. Size 3%. The overload protection, for example, 5 seconds to cut off the EPS output if the loads is larger than 1.4 times the rated power, or 10 seconds if the loads is in 1 to 1.4 times of the rated power. Okay. The second page is the uh, the second page is the rest part of the data sheets. Okay, sorry. Uh, and for all the series, the maximum MPPT efficiency is 99%. The maximum charging efficiency is 96% and maximum discharge is equipped with overcurrent and voltage protection, AC short circuit current protection, and DC and AC surge protection with Type 3. Dimension, we mentioned it before, and the weight is from 6 to 7.3 3 kilogram from 1.5 to 3.6 kilowatts. IP rating IP21. Relative humidity is 5% to 95%. Operating environmental temperature from -10 to 55 Celsius degree, and the storage temperature range is the same. We have the LCD display with three LED lights indicating the running status, and also came with the Wi-Fi monitoring. 2 years warranty if you installed it with HANA or Lux Power battery, and cooling method is smart cooling with 1 or 2 fans. Maximum operating altitude is 2,000 meters. Okay, the next part is the next part is the product. Okay, the next part is the comparison. So now let's comparing the GETA 2.6 E equivalents. So first, the surge power and time for a 3.6 kilowatt. The rated power 1.4.3 times rated power for the electronic inverters, and for the SRNE it is only 1.3 rated power for 10 seconds, which is the same with ours when we but it does mention that what's the peak power duration for if the rated power is larger than 1.3. And we also have the wider MPPT voltage range from 55 to 440 volts. So the customer can install more solar panels on one string and have a better solar protection performance. And GETA also has the largest charging current with both AC and PV is 100 amperes, larger than the 8 amperes for the other two models, and the maximum charging maximum charging efficiency is 96%, which is also the highest one. And also it is also supporting the GEM boost function. So when the load needs surpass the generator rated power, for example, you have a 6 kilowatt loads and the generator support only 3 kilowatt, and the other 3 kilowatt can be supported by the PV and battery from the GETA series. So so in this case, the GETA can protect the generator from overload with the generator boost function. Okay, so that's for the comparison. So you can see that the GETA series gives you a more robust features and more functions, and with the generator port. So next, let's see the product showcase. So for in the front side of the GETA, you will get three indicator lights, the LCD display, and the four function buttons. On the bottom, there is the port for the GETA. So you can see there is one PV inputs, one MPPT, one stream, one power on and off switch, a battery input ports, two fans here, and first the EPS load ports, the generator or smart load ports, the grid port, and the grounding terminal, the dry contact ports for the uh, automatical generator start function, and a lithium-ion battery communication port, and a button for the Wi-Fi reset. And next part is the wiring diagram. So this is the wiring diagram of the common application of the GETA inverter. For example, on the DC side, it is connecting the PV panels and a battery. And so with a breaker that is the input current is larger than 150 amperes. And on the load ports, it is connecting to the home essential loads. The generator port is connecting to the generator, and also the remote control start signal line is connected on the dry ports to start the generator remotely. And for about the lithium-ion communication, if you are using a lithium-ion battery, you can connect in the cables as well, and also connecting to the grid. And for example, if you want a if you want to connecting all the loads to one panels, you can install a double interlock switch like this. So, for example, when there is no grid, all the house load will be supplied by PV battery and the generator. And when there is grid on, the loads can be supported by the grid, and the PV and battery PV can charge the battery, or if there is extra PV, they can supply the loads depends on your applications. Or for example, you can set in the self-consumption mode, then the PV can supply the loads, and with extra PV, it will charge the battery, and the grid will be import when there is no PV or the battery is low. And next part is the generator port function. So it is the same like the SNA series. We have three functions for the generator ports. The first one is generator connections. So the system can, first of all, our system can automatically start a generator via the dry contact ports here. So when the starting condition are met, we usually set it like the based on the battery SOC or battery volts. So if the battery volt is lower than the set value, then and there is no grid connected, then we will send signals through the dry contact ports to start the generator remotely to charge the battery, take the loads, etc. And the maximum rated in like generator charging current is 100 ampere DC. So for 3.6 kilowatts, for example, if the battery is 25 volts, the maximum charging power can be 2.5 kilowatts. Also, sorry. I'm missing one part. Also, for if you enable the generator boost function, like I said before, the generator battery and the PV can working together for some heavy loads and to prevent the generator from overload as well. Okay, and the second function is the for the generator port is the smart load. So that's why GETA is also can I said it has a dual load port. So you can use the second load ports for some other applications. For example, if you don't use a generator or there is no extra solar inverters, so you can use this port for smart loads. For example, when the battery is full and there is extra solar production, you can the system can activate this port to power some like some non-essential loads, for example, water heaters or heat pump, etc. It okay. And now let's move on to the third functions of the GM ports. So the third function is the AC coupling. So if you have an existing grid-tied solar systems, for example, microinverters or string inverters, you can connect the output of the existing inverter into the GM port of GETA. So the GETA will control this input and use the excess power to take loads, charge the batteries, and this is but since we are an off-grid inverter, so we don't have the option to sell the power to the grid. So it can only be working in off-grid mode. Okay. Next part is the battery compatibility. We have three battery compatible modes, for example, lithium-ion battery, lead-acid battery, or battery-free. So you can choose based on your actual installation. For example, if you're using lithium-ion battery, you can choose lithium-ion battery or lead-acid battery and data as a pure solar inverter. So no storage system. We can also run in the data with only solar input as well. And our customer can choose your GETA bit depends on their battery battery. For example, if the customer have a 12 voltage battery, they can choose the 1.5 the 24 voltage kilowatt GETA inverter. Also, if you are using our LuxPower GETA, you can monitor the battery status, update the firmwares, and change the battery settings remotely by Lux Cloud app. And so you no need to change the battery settings or perform firmware updates on site to connecting to the, for example, to the BMS using your phone. And also you can and also with the PV and AC wake up functions, the battery can be wake up by GETA through PV or AC. So no need to force charge the battery on site as well. Okay. And we have moved on to the next part, the working modes of it is the GETA is also an off-grid inverter and developed from the SN series. So the working mode is similar. We have three working modes. First is the AC charge mode. So you can configure the inverter to charge the battery from grid or from the grid or generator. So during when the electricity is cheap, and then you can use the energy discharging of the battery to ensure you always second working mode is the this mode can treat primarily. So is for like in most of the case if there is a grid connected. So when there is grid outage, your battery will be ready to this mode is most suitable for some areas with like frequent power outage. Okay, now uh, uh the last part is the self default mode and charge to take the load with PV. And if both the PV and battery is not enough, then the inverter will switch to like bypass mode to like it will import power from the grid to take the loads, and the PV will charge the battery instead. Okay, so that's all for the self-consumption, and there is some notes. For example, if you are familiar with the SNA series, you will notice that the SNA series have a city installed and it can export to grid. But our GETA series is a pure off-grid system, so there is no grid export function. And also, because the GETA is the rated power for GETA is smaller than the SN series, and so there is also no parallel connection for the GETA series as well. Okay, so now let's go to the last part of today's training, and then we will have a Q&A sessions. So to summarize the GETA 1.5 to 3.6 kilowatt with a compact design for much easier installation, it will save the installer much time to install one inverters. And also it is compatible with 12 and 24 volts battery, like most rural areas and some early developed batteries that are with this voltage range. And it has a functional GM port like all our other inverters, which is a great selling point than other the same inverters working with 12 and 24 volt battery. Also, with it, the maximum rated power is 3.6 kilowatt, and with a wide amplitude voltage range from 45 to 440 volts, and the maximum charging current is 100 ampere DC from PV. And with all of this, you will get like energy independence, lower electricity bills, a reliable backup power, future ready system with our GETA series. So okay, so that's all for the product introduction for today's. Thanks very much for your time today, and now I'm happy to take on any questions. So you can either send it to the group chat or turn on your mic. Sorry, I'll enable your option to turn on mics. Okay, and also in the meantime, feel free to subscribe all our Facebook, LinkedIn, and our official website for all other new products release information and our datasheet and user menus and all other informations here. Okay, and for today's training, you can also feel free to fill in the questionnaire surveys for today's training. And also for all our installer, for our LuxPower installer, if you have it is also you can get 2 points from sorry, you can get the credits on the LuxPower app if you have participated in our trainings. And for today's training, you will get 3 points if you fill in the survey, and we will add it to your installer account. And you can use the credits to we have some gifts if we have some gifts, and you can use your credits to change it for example some dongles or t-shirts from LuxPower. Yes. So for the first questions on the meeting chat, from Peter. So what characteristic need the string inverter to working on AC couple? Yeah, yes. The string inverter must have the frequency shifting functions so that our inverter can control the input from the string inverter. So the other string inverter must have the frequency shifting it must capable of frequency shifting function. Okay. 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 There is a second questions clarify based on the okay. The presentation picture on app. Battery cycle can be read detected through app, even the non-compatible battery, but working through parent protocol. So, for example, if the battery protocol is compatible with LuxPower inverters, they will upload their cycle even their cycle the battery cycles to our inverter, and you can read it as well through our LuxCloud app. So other question about how does the force wake up battery works. So for example, when the battery is discharged below like for example the battery voltage is low, or uh, the battery voltage is low, or there is no like and then our inverter will charge in the battery with uh, fixed power, for example 50 watts or 100 volts, depends on the battery voltage. Is this model available in South Africa? Oh, yes, of course. Starting from when we GETA. So we are still developing the GETA. We are still developing the GETA for 48 volts. So we will send. We will you can subscribe on our website, Facebook, or LinkedIn for the new product release information. So any 24-volt lithium battery. So for example, we suggesting you use our LuxPower Li 7.5E lithium-ion battery to working with the GETA 3.6 kilowatt. May we confirm whether the GETA model is net metering ready, similar to. So, for GETA series, the GETA series cannot install the CT or meters on the inverter. The GETA series, the GETA 1.5 and the 3.6 is already available. So you can send a request to your, like, for example, to your installer or distributors. One. Okay, I have enabled the function for you to unmute yourself. So if you have any other question you would like to, like, communicate with me directly, you can turn on your mic as well. And for other customers, feel free to uh, scan the QR code to finish the survey as well. Thank you. And another question, LuxPower inverter is compatible with sun-way batteries. So okay, for currently it is, sorry. Currently it is not supported the standard batteries. So for if you would like to see which uh, what battery is compatible with our inverters, you can check our official website. There is the battery compatible list on our official website. And I have already mentioned the question before that about the paralleling. So currently the GETA 1.5 to 3.6 kilowatt doesn't support the parallel function. Sorry, they don't support the parallel function. So for the warranty of GETA, if you are using the GETA with Lux Power or Hina battery, it is 2 year. And if we are just purchased the GETA, the standard warranty is 18 months. Yeah, so about the price, you can send you can send the you can send your request to our sales to our sales emails, and then you will get an answer from our uh, uh we will uh we will reply it from our sales emails. Yeah, about the dongle. So I already said that the GETA series they have a built-in Wi-Fi. They have built-in Wi-Fi, so there is no need to install the dongle. This is good product. I will struggle to reach low-income customers. Yes, thanks for your support. Yeah, it is perfect for the customers they are who are using the 24 or 12 volts battery. Can you tell its specification? Yes. So if you are interested in the specifications of our GETA series, you can always go to our official website. I will send it to you later. Uh, the other question, with 5G already, I'm not sure if you mentioned 5G Wi-Fi or currently the GETA series is working with 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi signal. Okay, any questions? We will have a 5 more minutes for the Q&A sessions, and then we will end today's training. Thanks all for your participation. Looking forward to see you next time. Yeah, so if you input the username of your installer account, the credits will automatically go to your profiles once you finish the survey. Yeah, thanks for your support. Yeah, so the GETA series is is our like most cost effective products with a good surprise with a good price. So I think you do. Okay, so since there is no other questions, so I will end today's meeting. So thanks all for your participation, and we will see you next time. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for your support. It's a really good. Okay, we have one more raising hands. Okay, thanks you all, everyone. See you next time. Bye bye.